Yo, welcome back. So today I'm in Thatcham, been tasked with working out what's going on with some outside lighting. So there's a couple of outside lighting lamppost circuits just serving like a communal office block, and my job today is to work out why one of the circuits isn't working, or why 7 of the lampposts aren't working. This is the switch room, and in here we have our DB. So this is the offending circuit, middle lampposts, there's some other outside lighting circuits and stuff like that. I've got the time clock overridden. It's just an old school time clock, and you can see don't want to stay on. It's on an RCBO, going to make it super sensitive to any of the elements, but yeah, there's obviously an issue there with the time clock not overridden. The circuit does come on, but that just means we're good until the contactor in here. Doesn't actually mean that we're good out in the field. And if you have a look, there's a contactor. I'm going to probably get this isolated. I think I've got a couple of circuits passing through this one contactor, so I'm going to get all of them isolated so I can work in here safely, and then yeah, once I can get that circuit in my hands, as they say, I'll be able to do some continuity tests, do some insulation resistance tests, and that should hopefully tell me a bit more about what's going on. We'll then go around the lamppost, probably have to break down the circuit a little bit and just try pinpoint this fault. But yeah, another average day in the life of an electrician. Let's run the intro and get into it. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Site Audit Pro before. I haven't personally before today, but this is actually what I've been asked to report the job on. So you can see here, you put in project details, etc., client, and then at the minute I'm just on this edit issues column. First point or first issue is middle lamppost circuit 1L3 is tripped and will not reset. And then as I get through and find out more, I'll actually just add more issues. Been a bit out of the loop with stuff like this, but yeah, they basically said to me to download the app. It was like 15 quid, which is an expense anyway. I'll get that reimbursed. They obviously use it a lot, and I need to start using it, so it's gonna be interesting to just run through this job on there, report it all, and I think you just like upload it to the cloud, and then they can obviously use it to quote and work out what's going on. But also, if anyone else comes back to the job who's not me, they can easily run through the facts, run through any issues I found with photos, and get the job done, I guess. It looks very promising, but sometimes with these apps and stuff like that, they're more hassle than they're worth. Boys at Burgess have been using it, so it must be all right. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that, and I'll try and update you as I use the app, see how it goes. Right, so we're all set up in here anyway. Bag, camera stand, tester. I'm going to get the cover off of this so that I can work out what's going on with the circuits. Get either at least a circuit I want to inspect to remove from the contactor, so I can get hold of that live, or I might be able to do it from the board if the contactor's running through, to be fair. But yeah, I'm going to get these covers off and try and work out what the crack is. We just got a nice little single phase supply in here, 100 amp 1361 meter isolator, and then 3-phase board. Must have a single phase, well, it's got a single phase switch in it. Must have a linking kit or something in there. But yeah, we'll get the cover off anyway. We'll take a closer look at this. So one nice thing about the Eaton boards is the way the screws come undone. You only have to slightly loosen these bottom ones, and you can keep them in there. Makes it super handy for getting the board cover off, especially on like bigger boards. I think we'll do it from here with the contactor running through. I don't see why not. So neutral, that's our live. Okay, there's a few things I can add to the report already. What we got here, we've got one circuit that's been shoved into some Wagos. Got some bunged holes here and stuff, so something's gone on there. Right, so that's that circuit. The live's obviously going to swing straight past, isn't it, and go into the contactor enclosure. That's fine. And then our earth is this one, I believe. No, there. That one gets traced. Which is that one there. Cool. There we go. So we've got our circuit out. I'm going to make some notes on the corrosion of this board. Got to let someone know about it. At least show that I'm aware of it. The entry into this is terrible. It all looks a bit corroded. Everything's IP4X though, which is good. If you don't know what that is, it's basically ingress protection. There's loads on it in the regs. The IP4X is, the IP stands for ingress protection obviously. The 4 is for access from solid objects or persons basically, and 4 is anything bigger than 1mm shouldn't be able to get in. And then the X after the 4 is for the ingress of water, which obviously trunking has no protection against ingress of water, so you just have an X instead of, you know, IP 67 or 47 or whatever. So that's what IP4X is. And generally, yeah, horizontal surfaces of trunking and fuse boards want to be 4X, and I believe sides is like 2X, which is a lot more forgiving. But yeah, you can generally cover it by bunging holes and stuff like that. It's not that much of a big deal, but generally when you find older installations that have had, you know, the trunking looks like a Swiss cheese and stuff like that, yeah, you can run into IP issues. In this case, it's all pretty sweet, it's just very corroded, so I'll just note that down. I'm going to get the Q-Tech out, we'll start seeing what the circuit's saying. Trusty, that's going to really annoy me, come on. No. They're going to be too small, unless I do them like that. Sorted. Right. KT66DL. Gonna need U2. Gonna need U2. Contactors on, yeah. No continuity between them two. Let's go between live and earth. No continuity. We'll go between neutral and earth. No. So that's a good start. But it doesn't tell us too much. We've got a dead short between neutral and earth. Let's go between neutral and live. We'd expect the same because we've got loads connected. And if we go between live and earth, we again got 0.01. So we've got dead shorts between, or pretty much dead shorts between all conductors of the circuit. Now you've got connected loads in all the lampposts, so that's going to be the majority of those issues. Is going to be the loads connected, and then obviously if you had a live earth or a neutral earth issue, that's going to add parallel paths to that dead short as well. So what I've got to do now is go round and remove, hopefully I can just remove all the low level fuses, which will isolate the loads, give it another test, and if there's still shorts there, then I'll actually have to unwire it all and start breaking it down. But that's part of the fun with this sort of fault finding. I'm going to get this locked up and I'm going to run around the lampposts with you guys and see what we can find out. So these are the lampposts in question. As you can see, I've got the perimeter ones on. It's this middle row here, basically, all the ones that are off. So yeah, I'm just going to run round, pull all the fuses hopefully, and then that will allow me to work out, whether it's a short circuit or an earth fault. Once I know that, I can then try and pinpoint exactly where it is. It may also just clear completely when I obviously pull all the loads. It might clear, and then that might mean that it's an issue high level on one of the lampposts. I mean, some of them are full of water and stuff like that. We'll get some covers off and we'll see how we go. What's the chances that this is going to fit? And it does. It does. Drop that out. Lift that. Pull that out. There's our fuse. Tiny little 6 amp. That is our holder. I mean, that connection there. Bloody terrible. That neutral is barely put away. Everything else seems okay. And yeah, obviously if it is a neutral earth fault, I will need to go round and disconnect them all as well. Pulling the fuses won't be enough. Because obviously the issue will be between neutral and earth, and they're still permanently connected. But let's get all these removed first and see what happens. This one's going to be interesting. You've got to get into the bush. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Definitely going to be something living in here too. That one over there's on. Got these two here. Again, this one's fighting against nature. There we go. Just like an action man today, look. Work trousers weren't clean, so I'm in the combats. This CK tool, I think I've said it before, I've had this for yonks. It's one of the first tools I got as an apprentice a decade ago. I think we found end of line. This one is missing its little lever. So this one don't seem that bad. Interesting. Cool. Oh. Lovely. Shout out to the landscaper that thought, yeah, let's fit a load of thorn bushes around the lamppost. We had to go get some cutters. This bush has got some meat to it. Moves as one, you know, it's a serious bush when it moves as one big thing. This one's going to be the same by the looks of it. Lovely thorns, look. Let's get the big cutters out and do a bit of gardening. That's the most sus manhole I've ever seen. Why is it open like that? Gonna get these last two off and disconnected. Go get some cutters so I can get into the brambles and the gardening. But I'll also have a little cheeky retest before I do, because obviously I've got, you know, like 80% of them disconnected. Ugh. He looks pretty mean, doesn't he? Jesus. Cool. So that's all of them done, bar the two in the bush. So let's go have a cheeky retest and get my pruning pliers. So we want to be between live and earth. Let's turn this back on. So we've raised it by removing all those lights, but we're still 0.2 of a mega ohm. It's rising slowly as the voltage rises, but not enough. Okay, let's make sure that's off. And then between neutral and earth, again it's risen. So it was like a dead short. Now we're like 0.2 of a mega ohm higher, but still we have issues. So what I want to grab is something to do some pruning with. Probably the step cuts. They're probably the best ones for it. I mean, if you was ever going to do a bit of gardening on the weekend, it's got them written all over it, isn't it? Alright, let's get to work. They work a treat, look at them. I think we're ready. No, oh, that could have been bad. It's because I got pricked. It's going to be fun getting this one back on. I might have to do further pruning to actually get it back on. Oh, come on. Oh God. What I should do is just put the camera away. Shouldn't I? There we go. Lovely. Just need to switch. It all looks okay inside though. It all looks okay. This one is being really long, and it is because the bolt is rounded off, which makes sense. Why am I singing? At least there's not like a massive thorn bush in the way, because that'd make it even harder, wouldn't it? There we go. That's old school, if I can get it to focus. I ain't seen something like that in a while. That is a bit of fuse wire. Hopefully the right size, I mean it looks it. It's hard to show you the minimum focus distance of this. But yeah, there's a tiny little bit of wire there. And that is fuse wire, so obviously that will blow. It's rated accordingly, and that wire will literally pop like a fuse would. But that one again, I mean it all looks okay in there. Not like, you know, mint condition, but it looks alright. So let's go have a little test now that I think I've got everything, all the loads removed, and yeah, see how we get on. Right, so we're to 500 insulation resistance, and we're going between neutral and earth at the minute. What we got? Ooh. 1.27. So I mean that will probably hold, to be fair, between neutral and earth. It's still not great though, but that's definitely risen. But the main one we want to look at is between live and neutral. So let's have a butcher's. Wow, 22 megaohms, 26 megaohms, 28 megaohms, 30, can get it, there we go, 30.4, so that is far better. That's far better. You can't see me. No, you can. That is far better. So, you know, anything below 1 megaohm you'd want to investigate. There's going to be an issue there. Generally, the rule of thumb is on new installations you wouldn't want anything below 20 megaohms. So, yeah, I'm happy with 30. I'm happy with one between neutral and earth, because they're outside lampposts. You've seen the state of them. There's bonding clamps everywhere, everything like that. It's not great. So when you consider all that, just over 1 megaohm isn't, you know, anything too shabby really. What I want to do is those last two lampposts I tested before, which I'm glad I did now, because I'm going to go put one of them fuse holders back in and try and work out what one made the difference. Maybe it's both of them. I'll probably disconnect the neutrals and earths from that lamppost too, see if that sorts out that 1 megaohm value. Might raise that up too. That is fault finding really. It is just a process of elimination. You do just want to break the circuit down, work methodically. And yeah, you know, I've been doing this 10 years and I never used to fault find like that. Now, obviously, you have the experience, you know what to do, you have a gut instinct, I guess, which you develop. Fault finding is just a case of breaking things down, working methodically, and knowing how to test as well. So many people get sent to fault find, like I did as an apprentice, and I hadn't even done my 2391. I wasn't even, you know, fully up to speed with testing and stuff like that. As the more you understand testing, the better you're going to be in a fault finding situation. I feel like that's the best way to learn how to test as well. When you're testing circuits for, you know, compliance or from like initial verification on a new install, it's just box ticking. You've got to do the same thing and get a desired result time and time again. A lot of the time on bigger jobs or the work I do, you're working to a design anyway, so you sort of know what the value should be. You haven't even got to think too much in that respect. It's fault finding. You don't know what the value should be. You don't know the circuits, you don't know the place, you don't know what the fault could be, so you can really hone your testing craft fault finding. And I actually sadly enjoy it, which is why I think Burgess sent me on all these fault finds and why so many videos on the channel are fault finding videos. But yeah, let's go bang these fuses in anyway. Just because I want to scratch an itch and see what one is the offending lamppost. So this is the first of the two that were probably causing the fault. I think I'm going to leave this one because it seems okay. The one that's most sus to me is this one, the one with the rewirable fuse wire. Just tested with the neutral and earth disconnected from that lamppost, and it's still around 1 megaohm, so that's not the issue there, to be honest with you. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have some lunch briefly, and then I've got a new lunchbox actually, which I'm sadly excited to show you guys, And then I'm going to, apart from the one that I think's the issue, I'm going to connect all the lampposts up in probably sets of 3. Connect 3 up, come back, test, all sweet, connect 3 up, because what I don't want to do is connect them all back up and there's a separate fault that I've then reintroduced and then I don't know what one it is. So I just want to do a couple at a time, and then I can obviously again pinpoint any issues to a rough area, and then once they're all connected back up, bar the one that I think's the offending one, the broken one, I'm going to try to get the circuit back on, basically. Chuck everything on there for now. This is my new lunchbox, the Velocity lunchbox. I'm actually on a massive health kick because I'm getting married on the 16th of June. So yeah, I am. I'm proper into it at the minute. Got a protein shake in there, two bottles of water, and then in here, if I can get open one-handed, is pasta and lemon and herb chicken. I've got some fruit and nut mix as well, all weighed out, and then I've got a Greek style yogurt too. So it's all going on in my Velocity lunchbox. But yeah, I haven't had a lunchbox for years. I needed one, and I remembered I sold them on loadout, so I literally nicked this off the shelf, and it comes with the water bottle. It's like 30 quid or something. Happy days. And I'm actually like really into it as well. I'm on quite a strict routine. I'm in a calorie deficit of about 500 calories a day, but I'm still having like 2 grams of protein for every kilo that I weigh. 30 split between fats, carbs and protein on the macros. So yeah, proper into it, enjoying it, and just trying to lose weight and build a bit of muscle basically, because I need to be the man that my fiance signed up with 10 years ago, not the washed up electrician that I am today. But I'll get there. I've got like 87 days or something. So I'm already made mad progress since the beginning of the year, and yeah, I'll carry on. So, and I'm enjoying it as well, which is the main thing. If you're not enjoying it, what's the point in doing it? But yeah, I'm gonna go nuke my lunch in one of these old abandoned office units, and then I'll waffle that down, and we'll carry on. 50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town. This gaff was abandoned during COVID by a construction company, I think. Yeah, looks like it, construction company. And they've never been back since. But yeah, they've sort of left loads of random stuff that isn't valuable, I guess, or they don't deem valuable. And the rest of the place, yeah, it looks like it's been ransacked, but yeah, they've left so much stuff too. These I remember from when I did my triple STS. These are expensive and very important to the course, to be fair. Construction site safety. But yeah, I done triple STS. I know you want these more if you're doing SMSTS, but a lot of the syllabus comes from here too. But yeah, all sorts left about. All I'm doing though is utilising the microwave for my lunch, which is done. Let's get out of here. Bosh. The thing is, man, like, I've actually learnt so much recently about my body and all sorts, but like, when people see this, they think, oh, that must be boring, like, you're on a diet, do you know what I mean? But actually, like, I've been eating what I want, because I'm calorie counting. When I first started out, I was eating as much as I wanted, as long as it was clean, whole foods, which was fine, but then it got boring because everything had to be clean and what have you. So like what I'm doing now is calorie counting, so it's a bit long, but you get used to it and you sort of learn how much calories and stuff and that. But as long as I stick to a deficit, I can have Mackey's breakfast, I can go out for dinner, I can do whatever, as long as I have a lighter lunch or whatever. And obviously I'm in a deficit at the minute, but where I get to where I want to be, I can just go into maintenance, where you don't have you're not having any less calories a day, but you're not having any more. And that's a way to basically just enjoy life, because I'll have like an extra 1,000 calories, 500 to 1,000 calories when I'm on maintenance, and that's more than enough really to eat crap and have a bit of fun every day. Do you know what I mean, with what you're eating? But yeah, I never knew that, and like they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you anything like that in school. And if I knew that like 5 years ago, I don't think I would have put on the weight that I'm trying to lose now, to be honest. And I haven't put loads on. I do want to be fitter and healthier, and I do want to be back to where I was basically, probably pre-COVID. I don't want to get jacked, don't want to get massive. I do want to build a little bit of muscle, which I've probably lost over the years, and I do want to get a bit more toned than that, but I'm not one of these people who wants to be absolutely massive, to be fair. That's not really me. But yeah, it's just interesting, like they never teach you any of that in school, like how to track calories and how important that is. And if you're in a deficit, you can lose weight on demand, and if you're trying to put weight on, you can be in a surplus and put on weight. Like, I just never understood it like that. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Yeah, it's not hard to do, so I'm just like passively, slowly losing weight and building muscle. Working out as well 3 times a week, which is, basically just lifting heavy weights, lifting weights until failure, basically, which is going to promote muscle growth. Again, I'm no expert on it, but that's what I've been doing, and it's been going really well. And I don't know if you guys actually care. I don't even know if this will make the bloody video, but yeah, I thought it might be interesting to some of you. And that's what I'm doing at the minute anyway. I'm going to get this down me, and then we better get back to it. Got loads of time, but time soon disappears when you're fault finding. Right, let's start getting these back together. Probably going to do 3 at a time, I think, and then go test again. Lavender. Do you like the smell of lavender? Better go and check the circuit again, make sure there's not a fault with any of these. Some of them look really bad as well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, there's got to be a fault in some of these other ones as well, but so far it's just looking like that one. But yeah, we'll test up anyway, see what we find. So that's what I'm looking for. I've gone between, obviously I can't go between live and neutral anymore because I've connected the loads back up, so there's going to be continuity there. But what I want to do now is test between neutral and earth and make sure that it's staying above 1 megaohm, which, to be honest, it's actually got better. We're at about 4 megaohms. So yeah, obviously if I keep connecting them up and that neutral earth becomes a dead short again, then that says to me that obviously there's another issue. But hopefully that was just limited to the one lamppost again. Can't do, like I say, live and neutral anymore because you'll get that dead short, which is just where the lamps are connected, where the loads are connected. But yeah, we'll connect 3 up at a time, keep testing between neutral and earth, and as long as that stays above 1 megaohm, then I think we'll be sweet. Focus, there we go. I've got another cut and another splinter, both separate incidents on the same finger because of all these bloody thorn bushes. Those 2 are back together. This is the last one out of the next sort of 3 that I'm going to do. Right, let's do it again. Yes, sir. 2 to 3 megaohms, lovely. 4 megaohms at points. 4.8. Cool, still looking good. Let's go get the last ones done. Yeah, get the last 1, 2, 3, 4 connected back up. Leave the 5th one disconnected because I think that's the problem. And hopefully I can get the circuit back on again, get some lights on. I think there'll be some faulty lamps, we'll have a count up, but it's looking good at the moment. Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. this one, that's got 2 hands written all over it, innit? Bear with me. So we're going to keep this one left out because that's the naughty one. And then we've got 4 to go, sorry, can't count. Nice easy one to finish up with. There we go. And yeah, this is what I'm saying. So they've got like these brackets down here to stop the lid falling through, and at the top, and there's a tiny little sort of nib there. What you do is you send them all the way up, drop them in at the bottom, and then they're sitting at the top. They are all like that, to be fair, but there's normally a massive bracket at the bottom so you can really hook it on. As with these ones, you've got to make sure you're sorted at the top before you can even think about pushing the bottom in. As on the more traditional lamp posts and posts, you can just drop it in and then jiggle the top about. But yeah, if you've done them before, you know what I'm on about. If you haven't, then it's completely pointless me trying to explain it to you. But I suppose that goes for a lot of these videos. Where's this? There we go. Goes to most of my content, to be fair. I wonder how many people actually just aren't sparks. That would be interesting to know. So that's everything back together bar the one we think's the naughty one. So now it's just a case of doing the test again, which should be hopefully still above 1 mega ohm. 4.75, so that's still pretty good. Get this all put away. Right, we're still on override. We're still tripping. Cool, so that lighting circuit's come on in a different breaker in just an MCB. It didn't like the RCBA, but in the MCB it's come on, which is interesting. And again, that's why, you know, the circuit passes as far as the insulation resistance test is concerned, but you know, the circuit's sound. Yeah, let's go see what lights are working and what ones aren't. So this one's not got its lamp working. That's right, I'm back in the bush. But I mean, it all looks sweet, but either way, I've removed the fuse holder anyway. And now I'll go see if I can get it back in the RCBO and it can hold, because, you know, the voltage has got to be coming from the live somewhere, leaking onto the neutral and the earth. So, yeah, maybe it's this one. Let's get this put back into a normal break. Well, no, sorry, into an RCBO. So I'm hoping that lamp had something to do with it. Maybe, maybe not. Still not liking it. Still not liking it. So it's an earth fault. Doesn't like that. 2 mega ohms. Right, so the plot thickens. I've got my earth leakage clamp meter on here. I'm currently reading 7 milliamps with the circuit on. When I turn it off, we've got 2.6 milliamps, which isn't great either. But what you'll notice on start up, when I first turn it on, it jumps up to 27 that time, 21, 23. A lot of the time it's higher, 26. So on startup, there's like between 25 and 30 milliamps of earth leakage, which is obviously going to pop that RCBO before it even gets started. So that's what the problem is, and that will be due to that live and neutral earth fault. Obviously, I ascertained that there was no live neutral fault. I cleared that by removing all the fuse holders, and then there was a dead short between live and earth and neutral and earth, but by removing all the fuse holders and taking everything apart and putting it back together again, that's now at 4 mega ohms. That's actually really high. It's technically a pass, but that 4 mega ohms on startup is allowing 30 milliamps of earth leakage through, which is obviously tripping the breaker. I've ramp tested that RCBO. It trips at 21 milliamps, so it's a little bit low, but you know, they all trip around that, to be honest, anyway. They all trip a little bit prematurely, so there's nothing wrong with that, really. You know, if you've got 24 milliamps to start with and that's tripping at 21, that's why that breaker's not holding. It does hold on a normal C10. All the lights are on. I've been round and looked at them. But the problem with that is, yeah, the recent reg change means that all commercial lighting needs to be on an RCBO if it can be touched by the public, basically, which is metal light fittings in a communal car park, so it definitely fits that bill. So I can't put it onto an MCB, it's got to stay on an RCBO, which is fine. But yeah, it just means I'm gonna have to come back with more men and more time, I think, and a lifter, and just take the whole circuit apart, see if I can raise those insulation resistance values higher, but also, you know, start taking the actual heads of the light fittings apart. Some of them I can see are full of water, the lamps are blown, etc. So until you start taking all that stuff apart, it's going to be hard to really pinpoint such a specific niche fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had the whole circuit apart. The cabling's basically sound, we've proven that. There's obviously an issue somewhere higher up, I think. Maybe with the cabling, there's a small chance it'll be the cabling, but I'll be surprised because obviously we pulled all the lamp holders out and just tested the cabling and it was sweet. It's only when you put it all back together again that it's leaking, so yeah, I don't know, to be honest. But it's always annoying when you don't find exactly what's wrong. But we'll be back. I'll vlog that too, and I should be able to hopefully find the issue for you guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it anyway, enjoyed coming along for the journey. I always like fault finding videos because it's always a learning experience together. I learn a bit, hopefully you guys learn a bit anyway. Sorry for the lack of effort with the channel as well. I've got a lot going on at home. Obviously I'm trying to get fit, I'm getting married, so I'm planning a wedding, everything like that. Obviously I've got 2 kids and I've got Loadout, which, you know, Loadout is a booming business. It's going really, really well. Turnover's doubled again. We're just going for a big expansion at the minute, which is great. Fighting off people trying to replicate what we do and steal our style and stuff like that too. So I'm being very secretive about anything to do with Loadout back end, to be fair. Can't really share anything, but it's going really well. It's just taking up a lot of time, as well as everything else, and basically the channel has taken a little bit of a sidetrack, but I've got lots of videos banked, lots of videos coming out, and I am still very passionate, still very present. I just can't do it all, basically, and something had to give, and for the first time Residual gave. The channel, the Instagram, all my electrical contact has given a little bit to make room for other priorities. But don't worry, I'm still here, still loving it, and still you know, well up for it. So there'll be loads of content coming out and stuff like that. But yeah, that's enough waffling. That's enough of this job. I'll catch you on the next one. Might be back here, might be somewhere else. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the links below, Loadout, all the sponsors, Big Boots, yeah, all of that stuff. Check them out. And yeah, big love. I'll catch you on the next one.